Hi everyone, I hope everybody's doing great. Within a few minutes, I'm going to interview Stefan Röttger, Vice President Direct to Consumer at Tradebyte. But before getting started, let me just give you a brief overview as per why I'm currently interviewing the international marketplace integrators. So in a post a few weeks ago, I highlighted the fact that all those integrators, so you can see them here with the different countries, are mainly selling the same thing on their landing page, which is a connection to a multitude of marketplaces. But the thing is, on a landing page, it's really difficult for them to be able to talk directly to their audience and give a little bit of details about their product, about their services. So I'm giving them the stage in order to do so. So before getting started, let me just present you my course that I created a few weeks ago and that is now available to you. So it's on how to launch and optimize an online marketplace. So of course, it has been primarily designed for marketplace operators, but now anybody, so integrators, sellers, and even consultants can benefit from this course as it hosts a wealth of knowledge. So in order to get that course and to unlock insights from more than 30 marketplaces, you can just go to feedelitist.com/free course. You will see, you will just have to add your email address there and you will receive the course. So I hope I will see you there. And now let's begin the podcast. All right, so we have now Stefan in the podcast. So Stefan, really happy to have you here. How's it going today?
Thank you, Paul. Nice to meet you again, and thanks for having me today. All good. It's a bit snowy here in Germany, but it's winter time, so all good.
Yeah, we had also like a little bit of snow yesterday. So I'm in the UK right now. You can see like on top of my head the picture of Cornwall, which is beautiful. A little bit less beautiful in winter time, but still pretty nice. So really happy to have you here, and thanks a lot also like for proposing to participate. I think like your knowledge is gonna definitely be valuable like for the audience. And so we've been working together also for the past years, but I think it's maybe important to that we present yourself, that we mention maybe a little bit where you're coming from. I see you celebrated your 8th year at Tradebyte this week, so also like a very important milestone. So I'll just leave you the stage to present yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Stefan, Tradebyte, Vice President, Direct to Consumer and Tradebyte. Direct to Consumer for us means everything brand facing. So all the services that we provide to brands is within my teams and within my responsibility. On a personal note, just celebrated my 8 years anniversary at Tradebyte. Means I joined in 2015. Have a bit of a background mainly in the sports industry. I'm still very much into sports, everything around, being outdoor, hiking, running, football, be it as player, coach, or also viewing a lot on TV. TV is absolutely something that I really like. I'm married, 2 kids, and a proud owner of an Australian Shepherd dog. So this is a bit about me, myself. Potentially as a quick fun fact, I just said I love football. So I was born in Munich. My grandparents lived in Dortmund. So the natural choice for me was to become a Schalke 04 supporter, which is at the moment not so easy. Today is Friday, 1st of December, so match. And let's see. It's still pretty good. Let's see how the end of the day will be.
Yeah, definitely. And also like we mentioned like the fact that it's been like 8 years now like in Tradebyte, but it's like you definitely see it like transforming over the years, because like how when Tradebyte was created.
We were founded in 2009. That means historically there was a need, especially in the German market, to connect to platforms like Neckermann, Quelle, and both are not existing any longer, but luckily stayed at the Tradebyte still does. And so 29, it was founded by 2 people here close to Nuremberg in the area. The first steps have been really integrating mainly retailers to kind of older-fashioned marketplaces in Germany. However, over time, it has developed. So since 2012, we've integrated the first brands, for instance, on Zalando. We launched a variety of other marketplaces like About You, Weekamp, and some others over time. I joined as I said 2015, so there we were roughly 50 people. 2016 was another milestone. That was just 6 months in the company, and then we got acquired by Zalando, as we've been the major integrator of brands to the Zalando partner program. Not because of this, but since this time more or less, we've seen rapid growth. So today we are 420 trade bits. How we call ourselves. We merged 2021 with our former sister company called Anetwine. And since then we joined forces under the umbrella of Tradebyte, and have now a presence in Germany, as you have also had on your logo, on your poster, but also in the UK, where we have two offices, one in London and one in Cheltenham. Yeah, as I said, 420 people now. 8 years ago, it was 50, where everybody did more or less anything. Good thing is that still there are many people that have even started earlier than I did, and still in the company. So I think this also shows a bit of the special spirit, vibe, but also success story that we've jointly created.
Yeah, I mean, like even over the years, like I've been hearing, like of course, like we are now presenting Tradebyte, but Tradebyte is like so big in the industry, right? Like I think that everybody will know, like in Europe, Tradebyte. I mean, I've been working with Tradebyte like for 8 years, I think, like in total, or hearing about Tradebyte, and definitely also like saw the transformation, and also let's call it that way, like the fact, like the expansion, the internationalization, that it was accelerated by the fact that you merged with Anatwine. I think we've definitely saw that expansion, and especially during the COVID times where basically all the stores were closed, and we had to answer to that demand, and probably also that drove that growth on your side, right?
Yeah, I would even say it has been three different phases. So first was also when I joined, it was still a bit of the brands were reluctant to take over this marketplace model themselves. So they had retailers which was super quick in terms of onboarding and scalable setups, and just then also looking at the marketplace, that they had a lot of product that they could offer to a marketplace that was kind of a natural symbiosis. And then in 2016 or 17, we've really seen that many more brands coming on marketplaces and also directly cooperating with us. And then with the COVID pandemic, it was really more or less the last shout out to everybody to join on this train and to sell also marketplaces. So it's kind of for me three steps. At more potentially than also we see a lot of players also going away from marketplaces, being a marketplace due to bankruptcies and so on, but also brands fighting for profitability, not only on marketplaces but over and all. So it's kind of another interesting period at the moment. And for us, obviously, the joining forces moment with former Adwine was also in terms of mindset, and also how we perceived the thing was different. Because on the one hand, you're Tradebyte, and we might go into this later on as well, as a very standardized platform coming from the German-speaking area, mainly having a DACH focus and expanding into Benelux and some others. And Adwine with a very precise focus on fashion, but a high customization and also flexibility approach. And we always aim to combine the best out of two worlds. I know this sounds very, very cheesy. However, I think we've done good steps in this. So this was also for us a major milestone in how we are perceived as a more global player, and we might have been before.
Yeah, exactly. Because like also like this merge was like was definitely based on two solutions that were working well, and that had two different sort of standpoint on between like standardization and pure customization. So definitely finding like something in between is the best of both worlds. It's also like not easy in a daily basis, but definitely what like is worth striving for. I think what's important in also what you mentioned into like the maturity of the market. I think one thing that I wanted to highlight is also that you guys have also sellers, brands that also started selling on marketplaces that also became a marketplace, which also like an interesting one in the maturity, where in the beginning, like just selling on marketplace was already seen as more or less like cannibalization, or just a little step forward, was a bit complicated to accept as a brand to say, okay, well, we accept selling like on this model, like onto marketplaces, and becoming a marketplace is really like the ultimate form of accepting that business model and really enjoying like its pure benefits.
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, it's not an either or decision. I mean, especially if you also own stock, you have to make sure that you sell it. And sometimes you don't get enough customers into your own workshop, for instance. So there might also be an actual need to have alternative sales channels that you can sell your stock on. On the other hand, also extending your product offering potentially with complementary articles is a valid option. So we've seen a rise, and they have first sold the articles on marketplaces like Zalando, but then also over time it became an own marketplace. I think it really depends on the strategy, but both can be very complementary business.
Yeah, because now like there's also like the business of like a reverse marketplace. So being able to sell your own stock, so selling your own stock as a marketplace, like into other marketplaces, which is like another business model that is like being more and more discussed about. So a definitely interesting one, and maybe like bridging then to the next topic, because we're talking a lot about sellers, and I think yeah, you mentioned the because sometimes we mention sellers, we also mention brands, and we kind of merge both together. But maybe to add a little bit more of clarity for the audience, and to get to know a little bit more Tradebyte, who is currently like the target, the seller target, like for Tradebyte, who is Tradebyte like addressing? Maybe like right now, like the idea of expanding, is it like a certain sort of sellers, certain sort of categories? How are you guys like maybe segmenting that on your side?
Yeah, and this segmentation is extremely important to us. To give a reason, we are quite well known, but I think we're especially well known in the area of fashion and lifestyle. This is also where you have your background in, but this is also the clear seller target that we have. So we are mainly working directly with the brands that are somewhere out of this fashion and lifestyle area. And for us, this is everything around the classical fashion items that you might find on a Zalando or an About You. But it also includes higher price points. So in the area of designer, we see beauty and kind of sports overall as the main target that we have. Plus home and living, not talking now about, the big furniture, but mainly everything that you would somewhere potentially place here on this blank spot behind me. So kind of the things that you can now consider as lifestyle. This is the segment that we are in, because we also provide a marketplace that's mainly targeted to this customer segment. So we have really specialized ourselves with high intention, and after a lot of discussion on this segment, enabling them to sell in Europe. So in terms of size, on the one hand, we really work with very enterprise brands that also drive a 100+ million euro GMV business on marketplaces. But we also have various sellers that are, let's say, somewhere in the 6-digit numbers. So I think the good thing is our software is capable of handling one as anything from a very manual, manual entry, CSV, or upload, whatever approach, to a very high automated XML, fully automated, where you also don't need to look into our system that much. So with the capabilities of serving more or less any size brand, but it's clear that there needs to be a certain business viability for the brand, but also for us, because our business model is based on a commission-based model. It means also in order to be very attractive for us, now then there needs to be a certain GE volume behind these brands.
Yeah, of course. And I think like one thing that is important to mention is that as you're able maybe to serve different sizes of brands, of sellers, I think that maybe we can deep dive on that element and maybe give more detail into like the services that you offer, because actually what makes the difference in between an SMB and an enterprise client is really the service that is being offered, because the platform in itself also like the capabilities are the same. So yeah, if we can just like mention also like the service that you guys offer, and to know a little bit more about how like the different segmentation that you have, and different sort of management also that brands can expect. That would be great.
Yeah, happy to do so. So in general, the basis of everything is our SaaS platform called TV1. So this software is really the same for any site brand, and also every release is available to any brand. So then we don't differentiate at all. The way how brands interact with this software is different, just said. On top of the software, we always provide, as part of our suite of services, kind of solution services, and they depend really on the size of the brand, also the need of the brand. So every integration is run by an integration manager. That means we aim to support our brands as best as possible, to guide them smoothly through the integration project, and also take over the communication with the marketplaces, aiming for a smooth, with high quality and efficient, but mainly also fast integration process. Operationally, we have 2 teams that are mainly involved. It's on the one hand a success manager that is dedicated working on an account and aiming to be the commercial counterpart for the brands, analyzing the numbers and making sure that we reach our joint targets, but also overseeing which additional marketplace could be a good opportunity for the brand, as we have obviously kind of a big data pool, which we can also leverage to identify where potentially some GMV opportunities that we haven't tapped into. And the second piece of the operational part is our ops team. So we have a team that is looking at the account health, permanently observing how's the whole feed management going. We see any potential also to improve, and basically if there are any questions from our customers that can't be solved by a webinar or by documentation, there's also an easy and smooth way to contact our team that's then there to help. This is kind of what everybody does and receives on a different scale depending on the size of the customer, and then we also, as I said, serve any customer with. If there's a need for something else, which can be consulting, customization options that we're highly standardized, and you also know it, but we have the capabilities of also adapting interfaces, running additional reports. We can do this. And on top of that, also since 4 years or so, we provide customers the service that we take over the product onboarding. So what does it mean? We take over, as of we receive the feed, the whole categorization, mapping, error handling towards marketplaces to ensure that products don't just go exported, they really go live. So a dedicated team working for accounts to make sure that their products are live on the marketplaces. Why? On the one hand, it's labor intense. It's something why you need to permanently look into. And third, it gives the brand also the opportunity to focus on what they can do best, which is digital merchandising, to make sure your articles are seen, you have a good pricing strategy in place, you're potentially optimizing your content to really fit the end consumer's need. So this is the idea why we do it. Selectively, not for everybody, not everybody needs it, but especially for brands with a high brand image. And usually there's more need in optimizing digital merchandising than, this pure product onboarding process. This is how we just kind of compile, on the one hand, software, and then based on the needs of the brand, you get what you need. And there's also, it's a model then behind this that also incentivizes this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like when we talk about like the service that are offered, I like to say that like it's complementary to the brand's needs, and like a complement in the fact that like the brands don't need to hire additional accounts, but like that, like the headcounts that are attributed to the brand or that are working for the specific account are really concerned about like the brand's functioning and also performance. So it's like a sort of extension of the current team. So that's also like the idea behind the services. And also, as you mentioned, I think something very interesting about the product mapping, something that I'm particularly familiar with the process. I think that there's something very important also to mention here is that there's of course the service part, which is extremely important, and because brands don't want to really like have this repetitive task. It's not the sexiest one. When you say like you're dealing with marketplaces, I map like thousands of products every day. That's not like what is really like the best. I think that what's important also to mention, like maybe the evolution over the years, like that TB1 had in terms of the product of TB1 to allow maybe easier mapping, because like that's also the benefit of TB1 on that side.
Yeah. No, just as you said, it's nothing that's really fun. It's a duty that you have to fulfill. In an ideal world, it's something that you do initially from integration. Afterwards, it's just run through. But there are cases, your designer adds a new color or whatever, or the marketplace changes some requirements where you have to look into this. And so we're adapting to these needs and trying also to further make it as efficient as possible. That means we have, from a really manual perspective, where we just have more or less a brand was able to outsource the task to us. We have also developed in-house some tools that help us to be quite efficient also in terms with a certain machine learning aspect in between where we can also then, manipulate data more efficiently than we were able to do this. And we're also working intensively, especially on the marketplace side, to receive as accurate as possible article status reports. This has always been a big challenge, and it's like something nobody really understands until in year 2023. Some marketplace can't tell you an article is live, yes or no. And we invested a lot of time, also with pressure of several brands, that this is a kind of, it's an information that everybody needs to share, so that you're not blind, so that you have full visibility if your product is available to an end consumer, yes or no. Also, getting this feedback and then directly turning this into action. These are steps that are ongoing to ultimately have permanently 100% of the articles online with short product onboarding cycles.
Yeah, that's something that is really crazy to hear, that like most of the marketplaces right now have like issues to provide like an accurate status, like an accurate daily status. about like which products are live, which products are in error. Whereas right now in 2023, we should be at the point where most products should be live, like maybe nearly all of them.
Yeah.
But we should be into more of giving, which Zalando does great, but giving insights into how your products can perform better, the ones that are live, and not just like the ones that are not live, you know. So no, I mean, like I think it's like it's not really moving like moving too fast on that matter, but also with platforms that are driving change, with providing like more data, such as Zalando, because like they give like way more data about like the product performance. I think that other actors in the ecosystem will adapt, will change, and will also provide like more data, because in the end, everybody takes like their commission out of the performance of the brand. So it's like in everybody's benefit to provide those APIs, this as additional data. So
yeah, absolutely, especially in the area of curated marketplaces, with potentially less about search and content optimization there. I think everything around mapping is essential factor, because you have the mandatory things that you need to provide to go live, but still you need to make sure that you have more or less 100% of filtered option. And also there, I think Brian's guided to which additional information is really end consumer facing and which can also really be shown to an end consumer. Also in between, I mean, on the one hand, they're kind of more B2B focused information and B2C focused, to make sure that you get as many B2C focused information via mapping out is, at least from our perspective, also something that can really positively influence the rankings on the platforms.
Yeah, definitely, because like even the slight changes can increase the conversion rates, can increase the product page views. You mentioned like attributes. There's also like the images. It's not always easy to have like the perfect images on the marketplaces. When you sell many marketplaces, it's really a challenge. Images are costly. Same thing as product titles. All the search engines of website work differently. So we should be more at a point where like we're optimizing that. So definitely also like something to that most integrators are also like taking into account for the future. So I think we touched base already on some of the strength and competitive advantage, I think, of Tradebyte, but let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's see also, how do you position yourself? How do you see like currently like the market as per the other marketplace integrators? So we don't need maybe to name them, but it's important maybe to have like your opinion about how does Tradebyte stand out compared to the other ones on that matter.
Yeah, let's focus on us. That's always better. No, I mean, of course, we are, as nearly everybody, we're highly standardized software that is easy to use and where you can also operate successfully in a partnership model. I think differentiating factor from our side, at least from our internal view, you might hopefully echo it. It's a very precise focus, and we found, and they also internally talk about relevancy and scalability. And relevancy means for us really, we want to be in a position where we can serve our customer target groups, which is mainly in the area of fashion and lifestyle, with relevant features. So everything that we develop is really tailored to the needs of these brands and also marketplaces. So that everything that we do is somehow relevant for our customer target group. Set can be features, can be new marketplaces. You can expect if we add 10 new marketplaces on a yearly basis or more, they're all targeted for this specific customer segment. And even events that we're running. So we have once a year our ECD in Munich. I'm not sure if you want to participate in one, but if not, then next year
I would like to.
Yeah, you get an invite on this. No, but I mean, this event is it's organized for mainly the fashion and lifestyle industry, where we have then 400, 500 representatives of brands and marketplaces on one spot. While even we kind of step back a bit, it's also why it's not too much Tradebyte branding. And so like we have created this to make sure that we can really connect the industry.
Yeah.
Answering this connection, first they need to happen somehow physically. People need to talk, they need to engage, they need to talk about commercials, about assortment, and so on. And afterwards, there's the technical part that we are that we're supporting with. And after that, there's this part of integrating merchandising and steering, which is for us also the future part that is getting more and more important. So historically, I think first we were called a classical middleware. Now we're somewhere in this. It's an integrator, which is already a bit more attractive than a middleware. However, we believe that pure integration is losing a bit of value. you need to make sure that as you have various connection running, you need to make sure that they're running as successful as possible. And this is for us under this umbrella of merchandising and steering all your e-com activities across relevant e-commerce channels, which is on the one hand, obviously these marketplaces in Europe, kind of platforms or owning in Europe also that have a dropship model, but it can also be your own e-com shop so that you have kind of our tool is the central steering point for all your e-com activities and could even be any third party. I mean, if you think about, influencer or whatever that are potentially somehow benefiting from a dropship model, is also something that we can facilitate. And this, it all comes back to what is relevant. So what is relevant for a brand to be able to sell articles effectively with probability on e-com channels.
Yeah, and I think also, like you mentioned, like something very important about like the partnership ecosystem and like the different events that you have, like ECD. So I've been to one in Amsterdam, which is like a smaller version, but it was already something very interesting to participate because in general, we say like your customers, your partners, like talk best about like your own company. So you don't have like to promote yourself like as much as like your customers, or ideally as your customers or as your partners. So I think that those events are actually like actually very interesting. So for the ones that are listening to us, like also like you should check it out, like the ECDs. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk like too much myself about Tradebyte strength because obviously I worked with you guys, and that would be a little bit biased. Every solution has strength, and every solution has like more of weaknesses, but for sure, as a fashion player, I think that like the overall like adaptability of Tradebyte as per like the different levels of services is something. It's something that is quite to point out here. That like depending on the tiering that you are in, I think that you can be like very satisfied about like the service and the product that is being offered there, and that's really like what's important. So yeah.
Kudos to the team,
Yeah. I mean, also like providing like some important information there, and what I wanted to know also, because I mean right now, and we've talked about it earlier, about like what is currently like your vision about the future, and because we are talking about like AR, AI, like different sort of reporting and whatever whatsoever. So I know that like some of those information might be confidential and so on. I'm not asking for an essentially like for the entire product roadmap, but what is your because otherwise, like I know that some of your competitors will listen to that podcast and will actually like list it out. But just as simple as it sounds, like what are you aiming to accomplish, like either strategically, technically? What do you want to offer to your sellers in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, we can really go very, very deeply into it, and the mission that we've given ourselves is that we want to be the profitable growth engine for fashion lifestyle brands to seamlessly merchandise and manage their assortment across all relevant e-com channels. And I mean, it's a lot of content, but if you kind of go into the sentence, there are a lot of things that somehow define what we will do and what we will focus on, but also what we will not do in the future. Because we said we have a strong ecosystem of partners, and there are things that we don't want to become and not want to work on. So we will not go too much into the logistics area, as there's also within the Zalando somebody else that we're taking it and so on. So our focus is clearly on being the central steering point for all e-com activities, and this comes with three promises. On the one end, it's everything that we do needs to be fast, efficient, and reliable. So fast, especially in terms of time to online. So our key promise number one is for the really important and majority of marketplaces that we operate in, we want to ensure that we're the quickest in terms of initial but also permanent onboarding of articles. I mean, this is the key number one. It's also the easiest calculation of GMV that you're losing if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 weeks longer in integration. This is a lose situation for anybody. I mean, this is the key promise number one. And the second bit is everything once you're live, how can you trade better? And this means providing insights. So we're currently working on how can we create not only top line visibility, but especially also bottom line visibility, also getting further insights into this. to really make sure that we understand on an SKU base together with our customer which articles are really profitable or not, and define actions together with our customers. Because this is at the moment, I think, the topic number one, where brands, are suffering with various Excel, G Sheet, whatever formats that you need to replace, especially as a company that wants to place themselves as a bit of the central point for the e-commerce activity. You need to provide this clear duty of us. And then it's about, once you've identified these articles that you need to optimize, be able to act on these, which can be pricing optimization, which can be content optimization, and which can also be everything around retail media. So, I talked a bit about this pyramid. I think we have a good setup to be efficient in terms of scalability. We have as well a good coverage of marketplaces already. So this is also given, and we will further expand this. What we now have to make sure is that we know on an SKU basis more or less which article is profitable. If not, action is, so really adjust pricing structure, adjust potentially of the articles that you sell on a certain marketplace, and then really kind of the last bit, especially for the top sellers, everything around retail media. So how can you make it easier for brands to run their retail media strategy across multiple marketplaces instead of always jumping into the different portals of marketplace 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Mm-hmm. So this is in a nutshell what we're aiming for. Always, as I said already multiple times, with a certain focus on fashion lifestyle for the time being in Europe, but also they're looking into potentially ways to give our customers, our brands, new opportunities to sell beyond Europe. This is kind of a clear thing.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense, in the fact that it's just logical steps, and while you'll probably see the Fast and Curious that we've done, but the fact that actually you need to have optimized data before looking into retail media, or you need to have the products live first before thinking of anything else. And if steps don't go in the correct order, then it doesn't really make sense, because you're trying to optimize something that is either not live or trying to advertise something that is not optimized. So each one takes his own step differently, at different timestamp, in the integration process. So definitely should be the focus of brands in the next few years. Okay, yeah, no, that's great to hear. Totally understandable. So based on that, also what should be because there's something that maybe we haven't mentioned too much or deep dive really in the concept, is that you were mainly in the beginning operating in the DACH area, and that right now also you're right now it's been years you've been expanding, but also what type of marketplace also are you looking to integrate right now, knowing that you already have a very strong presence in Germany, in those areas? Which countries are you looking? Are you seeing a strong interest right now into opening marketplaces? Have you noticed some patterns or areas where you see that there's definitely a growth that is not captured right now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as I said, we have been mainly a German focused company. Also, when I started in 2015, we added, especially in the area of Benelux and France, additional marketplaces. And I think this has been our coverage, plus some local heroes in Switzerland, various Galaxus, and also, in the recent years, or especially in the last 12 months, we've launched various marketplaces in the UK, which is obviously thanks also now to the UK team. We have a closer relationship to the marketplace. And I think this is also a market that is not as fast moving as potentially the German speaking area was in terms of marketplaces. So I think to date, we have a very good coverage, where we're also proud of in terms of German-speaking area, Benelux, France, and UK is developing. However, there is the part more to come with. So we launched, for instance, Fashion Days, which is especially in terms of Eastern Europe, one of the big players. And we're looking into the Southern European market, which is, less competitive in terms of numbers of marketplace, but also not as quickly developing. So looking especially into Spain and Italy, plus the Scandinavian countries. I mean, this is for the time being what we're looking into in terms of Europe. This is also why where we're still, we don't claim ourselves to be a global company, because we still think there are so many untapped opportunities in Europe that you could potentially also fulfill easily. Because at the end, it doesn't help us to have a marketplace somewhere in any country if nobody's able to deliver that. That's also clear. So we're looking into countries that are profitably addressable, especially if you're somewhere your stock stored in in DC, somewhere here in Europe. So this is the countries looking at. However, also now looking at logistic capabilities, we are interested, of course, in some bigger markets like the US, but also like Middle East, where we see a lot of potential in terms of fashion. However, for us, still, in terms of UK market, it's the biggest fashion market in Europe. To really ensure that the marketplaces that we've launched are really running smoothly and with good GV. At the moment, so looking at 2023, 24, definitely the focus.
Yeah, so right now you're more focusing on some areas, whereas like also like, I mean, in a way, it's joining like the point where you mentioned you mentioned earlier about like being able to make future plans. It's not about expanding and having like priorities everywhere. It's just about choosing, okay, which one are worth to go after, which is sometimes like the most difficult choice to make. It's not like to actually choose the regions or choose the features that you want to have, but it's actually like say no to some of them in order to just focus on the essential. So yeah.
There's some opportunities that you could tap into. They would look shiny on the logo wall, but they would not create any additional value. And this is important for us because still, we are a company that has grown organically over the years, and that is now present in UK and Germany. We've just launched our established our first office outside of these countries with Benelux, where we've also now somebody overseeing this territory, and we have further increased a bit our territorial focus, which is mainly meant to collaborate closer with the marketplaces and the brands that we have. And so also, if we enter these countries, we want to make sure that we also have the ability, the knowledge of the market to really serve the customers. Because as I said, we're not operating in a full service model with a bit of a base fee and then you're done. For us, it's always a high intention also to make sure that the customers sell profitably and that we also as a company can then scale it together with our customers. And therefore you need expertise and therefore you need focus. And this is with the logical rational that you have to decide on also on a strategic level, while obviously knowing sometimes it would be, would sound more excited if you have all 5 continents already conquered and so on. But it's also really delivering value. I think the project we're taking is a good one, especially in terms of our customer base.
Yeah, so it's going like a step by step in order to have like a strong base in order to further scale. Okay, that's perfect. Now we're gonna move into the next part. So it's gonna be the famous question, as per why should brands, or should we say maybe sellers in general, should work with Tradebyte? How does Tradebyte stand out as an integrator compared to the other solutions? So you got approximately 1 minute, so not on the dot, obviously. Where we can deep dive into that.
Yeah, happy to do so. I mean, of course, every segment e-com euro is spent on marketplace, and this is also the reason why there are so many integrators on the market. So also that one that interview for. But I think most importantly, every brand or seller has to ask themselves, where and how do I get access to a relevant customer target group? And with Tradebyte, you get access to the broadest portfolio of fashion lifestyle marketplace in Europe. So we serve classical marketplace models like an Amazon. We have the international platforms in terms of fashion like Zalando, About You. We serve various local heroes, be it Otto, Laredo, Galaxus, but we also have various special marketplaces for sport, Decathlon, Family, Limango, Best Secret Sales, VP, and so on in the area of flash sale, and also higher price points in terms of 20 brands that we just launched, pointing at Cardiff, for instance. So you see overall, if you're interested in these customer target groups, we can serve you, we can bring you there. The software that we have is super robust, scalable, and so on, and can really help you to be live on these. And on top of that, and this is also the feedback that we get quite often, the team at the end makes the difference. And there's, we just said, we have a team of experts looking at success management and operations, delivery, that is really there to support our customers. And I think this is also the reason why at the moment, once those brands are really rely on us, and help us to also develop our platform for being the leading platform in terms of fashion and lifestyle in Europe. So if you now as the seller want to sell fashion items, beauty items, premium items, sports items, common living items on marketplaces, then we definitely need to talk.
All right, I think that's pretty clear. That's a direct call like for sellers right now. So let's just transition then to how do we contact you? How does a brand like right now, a seller, or even let's just say like a partner, logistic system, marketplace, simply like how to get in touch with Tradebyte, simply like from your call?
Yeah, and I mean, this is a good last call out because we talked so much about sellers, but naturally, we're also very eager to cooperate with additional marketplaces that are interested in the seller base that we have, but also a third party that can enrich our ecosystem. So, of course, with our website, tradebyte.com, where you can easily contact us. You can find various people of us here on LinkedIn. You can just drop me a note. So you can come to our Ansbach office, London office, whatever. So whichever way suits you best. Happy always to give you then the contact the right person. And for us still this personal touch is very important. You can come to ECD. So many options.
Yeah, many options, and also like a lot of employees in Tradebyte also to contact. So whoever seemed to be the best contact, like feel free to reach out. I mean, like, Stefan, is there anything like maybe you want to add? Is there any event maybe you want to talk about, or webinars upcoming, something like on the Tradebyte side that you want to discuss, or maybe just the LinkedIn page? Anything you want to add there before we close off?
No, I mean, you should definitely, follow our LinkedIn page of Tradebyte, because there we always publish various used a lot of company events. I mean, now we're close to the end of the year. We'll have a very important session next week, which is our internal Christmas party, obviously. So this is the next big event to come. But now, of course, we're already in preparations for 2024. So make sure that you follow our LinkedIn page. And another part, we're also looking for new amazing colleagues. So there's also a job stage on our website, which I really recommend us now being in the company 8 years and developing from a certain key account manager to now to lead in a bigger department. I think it's really worth visiting the page, and also if you need some further insight to this, then just let me know.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna add all those links in the description or in the post. And yeah, if you want to join Tradebyte, you see like they are very smiley, very nice in the UK or in Germany. Then you can just apply, and yeah, that would be great. So I'm just gonna close off the podcast there. Thanks a lot, Stefan, for being here, for providing a lot of knowledge, and also just like being able to reply to all those questions. I know like it's also like a lot of preparation on your side, even you're probably used to it. But thanks a lot for participating. That was really great.
That was great fun. Thanks, Paul. Bye bye.
All right, so I hope you like the video. Next week, I will have like somebody else on the podcast. So feel free to also subscribe to the channel to be posted about like the other integrators that are going to go on the podcast. And of course, check out the Miro board that I will link in the descriptions, where you can have a look of all the interviews that we've had and have a look of the overall ecosystem. Thanks a lot, and wishing you a great day.